notwithstanding, my friend, you are looking for trouble. Especially if Moses is somebody who doesn't like to fight. Then God takes up his fight and deals with you dirty. The day they spoke against, you know what they spoke against Moses? They said he married an Ethiopian woman. What's your business? Who I married? No, seriously. Why is it that church people don't mind their business? What's your problem? You want to marry your brother? Miriam, come. Let me ask you, you want to marry Moses? Say, why should you go and marry an Ethiopian woman? Ethiopian with their accent? Ethiopian with a dark color? When they speak English like this, you can't even figure it out. That's who you want to marry? You white Moses? Look, if it's not your business, leave it alone. Leave it alone. It will be between Moses and his God. And it will be between Moses and his Ethiopian wife. God was listening that day. And you know the story as much as I do. He sent an immediate judgment of leprosy that halted the march to the promised land by 7 days. One wrong, done only once, with unbridled temper, with unbridled mouth, can have grave consequences.
This is scary.
Let me cap my journey this morning by reminding you of the man who was known as the meekest man that ever walked the face
scary.
of the earth.
Moses.
His name was Moses.
Huh.
A man that was tasked with leading a very difficult set of people.
Huh.
You want to be a pastor? Okay, start praying now before you become a pastor. That God will not put you over a people like the children of Israel.
Mm.
For many years, he managed these people well. For at least 30-something years.
My
He
goodness.
put up with them.
Huh.
Then one day, they got on his nerves.
On
They
his
got
nerves.
on his nerves. Oh,
On his nerves.
They got under his humble skin.
Mm.
And he did what he never did before.
Did you hear that?
He spoke
Somebody can be a temptation for you for years.
with his lips.
All you have to do is yield to that temptation one time.
Done only once.
Huh.
This wasn't the first time they would do things to him. In the past, he would just fall on the ground. In the past, he would just go to God. In the past, he would just be quiet. Can I say something to you? There are people in your life who...
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Gentle Moses.
Huh.
Gentle. What's your name? There are people in your life who
Ha.
they may be sleeping on the same bed with you.
Lord have
They
mercy.
may be walking in the same ministry in the church with you. One day, you've put up with them for long. In fact, people have asked you, why are you still with him?
Mm.
Why are you still with her? You've had grace. May you never run out of grace.
Huh.
But Moses ran out of grace. And when you run out of grace, you run your mouth.
Huh.
Moses spoke. Oh, Moses spoke. God said, why did you say that? You are a disgrace to me. God, you are not fair.
Yeah, you hear
These
that?
people are rebels now.
I put on with them for
By their
years.
correct names. And God said, I didn't put their name in your mouth.
My goodness.
See all the names you call your spouse? All the names you call your spouse. I'm not going to repeat the names you call your spouse behind this pulpit. But you know. You have dictionary of bad names. You call your children, you call your spouse, you call your friends, you call your pastor, you call everybody. This is your mouth.
Huh. Lord help
God said,
us.
sorry. No promised land for you.
You hear that? God says sorry. No problem then for you.
Promised land for who? 39 years of labor.
You hear that?
I say 39 years. It's just my guess. It's probably more than 39 years. Because the promised land was so close. God pointed and said, that's the promised land over there, but you will not get there.
Huh.
Said, I will not get there. He went on his knees. God, I know how to change your mind. He said, not this one.
Hey.
Not this one.
Lord have mercy on
You are not
us.
going there. Don't even ask me again. Get up.
Huh.
And God, merciful God, barred him from the promised land.
Did you hear that? Did you hear
Say
this?
something to you. To whom much is given,
Much is
much
required.
is required. Oh.
Hey.
Please, oh, if you occupy an exalted place and you do wrong, you will get more stripes than the little ones who do exactly the same thing. The father of John the Baptist doubted the angel and he became dumb. Mary
have
also
mercy.
doubted the angel, but she did not become dumb. Big man,
Did you hear that?
thank you for coming to church. Big woman, thank you for coming to church. What those little ones can do and get away with it,
Huh.
you, with all your spiritual power,
Huh.
if you do it, you'll get in trouble.
My Lord have
There is
mercy.
no record that Moses called anybody any name before. It
Mm.
was only once.
My
It
goodness.
was only one time. And God said, forget about it. 39 years of labor wasted.
Because of one
39
wrong.
years of sweat wasted. He started the journey. He never finished the journey. There are people in your life,
Did you
I
hear
came
that?
to tell you, there are people in your life. And it could be the one that had children for you.
Huh.
And it could be the one you had children for.
Huh.
Beware. 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 They will go and sleep with somebody outside. They will even bring the lady home. And they'll say, don't go to room 2. I have a visitor there. And in the night, they will go to that room. If you are not careful, you will lose Christianity.
Huh.
You will take the New Testament and the Old Testament. You will remove your clothes like they do in Africa. You will become naked. You will take your menstruation pad and you put the blood in your hand like this. You see, I will curse you with this blood. You. And you've never done that before. It is this wicked man.
That push you.
With this wicked man that pushed me into it.
My Lord.
And God will say, is it this bad? Is it this bad? Many of you have read the book about hell. I forgot the title. What? Divine Revelation of Hell. I played the tape of the woman who wrote that book to the old church in the Bronx many years ago. She said there was a pastor's wife, a bishop's wife, who the bishop went and did gata gata. And she knew about it. Oh, she came to church and she showed them who she was. Scatter, scatter everywhere. And God said, your husband offended you and you took it out on me? And you took it out on my people? I've always thought you were a holy woman. Why did you go to this extent? And she died. And the husband repented. The husband went before God and said, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was tempted. I'm sorry I did wrong. I'm sorry. He went to heaven. The lady who wrote that book in her testimony said she was shocked to see the woman in hell. She didn't commit adultery. It was her husband that committed adultery. But the way she reacted. My friends, God sent me to you. If somebody does you wrong, you can respond, but don't react. Because if you react like your grandmother, you know your grandmother now, you know what he did to your grandfather. Don't react. respond. And the woman in hell was lamenting. I wish I handled it better. I wish I handled it better. I wish I handled it better. The one that did wrong was in Abraham's bosom. The one that was wrong and reacted wrong was on the other side. I say to you this morning, be careful. Be careful. You say, Bishop. But these examples are too harsh.